Hey guys, welcome back to the Pocket H channel. Today we're going to be doing a new review for Raven cues, so let's get right into the video. Here are the first looks at this exclusive cue by Raven. This is their Forged Carbon series with a wrap. This is a rubberized texture wrap. This is very similar to a leather wrap in the feel, but it is rubberized. And then as you move up through the butt of the cue, you can see this stunning Forged Carbon pattern. These are going to be a very limited release. There's only going to be about 20 that are listed on the website, so very, very cool cue. We've got the Pro Shaft on the right and the Classic on the left. All right, so we've got the cue here on the table. We're going to be taking some measurements of this guy. And we've got our scale, our micrometer, and a little tape measure. So first off, let's measure the length on the shafts and show you guys exactly what we're working with. So you can see here that the Pro Shaft on the end has just about an extra inch on the length. And we're going to lock that in right here. And as you can see, the Pro Shaft here on the end is measuring right in at 30 inches, and the Classic shaft is right there on the 29. Where you start the measurement from is the ferrule where it connects to the carbon. So that is where you start your measurement from. So as long as this little line lines up, we are pretty much right on the money with both of these guys. As for the butt of the cue, let's take a look right at the end of the joint. And we are coming in right before the butt ready extension. We are at 29 inches. So everything is measuring how they specify, which is awesome. Now let's get a little bit closer onto tip diameter, make sure that we are right on the money with these guys. So we are zeroed out. This is the Pro Shaft that we are measuring. And again, I've already made a video on this. So we're just kind of redoing everything. 12.44 at the tip. And on the Classic shaft, we are measuring 12.42. So perfect. Everything is to what is specified, which is always good to see. And especially for the price point, you cannot beat it. Raven has done an amazing job, honestly. And let's get the scale on. Let's take some measurements of how much these shafts weigh. They should weigh in close to about 4 ounces each. And again, right on the money, 4 ounces. I'll try and get this set up so you guys can actually see this a little bit better. 4 ounces, that is on the Pro Shaft, and that's 30 inches long. And here is the Classic shaft, also 4. So both shafts weigh exactly the same. And then the Forged Carbon butt with the wrap on here, this guy is 13.7, and that gives us basically a total weight of 17.8-ish. So that's coming right in at the 18-ounce mark of what I ordered this guy with. So there's your specs on this beautiful cue. Okay, so I'm assembling the cue now. Radial, this is one of my custom mid-extensions. I'm a tall guy, so I need this. We're gonna get this guy on here. We are going to be starting off with the Classic shaft, and we're gonna screw this guy into here, and I'm gonna show you guys how I properly scuff the tip on my cues, because I believe there is a right and wrong way. This is nice and clean here at the top, so I use the Last Forever to get my shape and to clean everything off. I will say sometimes these tip tools, they do not work as well for shaping and scuffing. I have used this quite heavily and everything's a little dirty, so I got to clean it. But when you use these, you do not want to take You do not want to take this and scrape into this. That is how you create flat spots, and I will try and demonstrate here. So I'm gonna just kind of roll it, and it's not really doing much. The way that you properly use these is you apply medium pressure, give yourself some nice room here so that you're not knocking anything, but you're gonna be taking your fingers, pinching and rolling, but while applying a little bit of pressure and keeping the pad in this in the center. So you're gonna take this, apply a little pressure, and you're just gonna roll. And you see I'm not scraping my hand or anything. You're just taking your hand and you're rolling. And so what this is doing is that it is creating a micro ridge texture, kind of like little dimples, and that is what helps with chalk adhesion. Today we're gonna be using Turning Point Professional. This is their medium blue chalk. Now the Raven Pro shaft does come with a Taum Pro tip. The tips on the classic shaft are a soft Raven black tip, and they are very soft. I had to maintain the tip, and I actually had to reshape the end because I shoot a little hard, and I also burnished it in. I suggest burnishing the sides in to make sure that the tip doesn't mushroom as much. With every classic shaft or any carbon shaft to be mentioned, that when you get these brand new, very strongly recommend wiping down a carbon fiber shaft. They do have a little bit of residue if your hands aren't perfectly clean or you got sweaty hands like me. The carbon does kind of start flaking and getting a little gritty on the shaft, and you're gonna have to wipe it down quite a bit. So I suggest cleaning these, just wiping it down, either alcohol or just a paper towel, and try and wipe this down real nice and good, make this nice and smooth. But that is how you properly use the Raven tip tool. Just a little bit of pressure, and you can do this even when there's chalk on it. So all you do is apply a little pressure, roll. And you do this to the entire tip so that you see the texturing. If you don't see where you want to get it, right in the center. And then apply your chalk back in. All right, let's get on the table. Let's stop screwing around. One of the things I still do want to talk about a little bit, I know the lighting's a little funky. I've got the camera set up in a kind of bad spot, but the wrap on this, it's a completely seamless, it's a rubberized grip. So this is going to be similar to, like, I would compare it to possibly a BK Rush, you know, the Predator brake cues with that rubber grip in the back. But this is so subtle that it's providing the grip that you want, but it's also not too much to where it feels kind of clunky. And I think a lot of people would enjoy this because you're getting the extra grip. Some people don't like the feel of leather. This is not leather. It has the leather imprint inside of this, but it's not too aggressive, and it's actually quite comfortable, because when I shoot, I would like to have the grip, which Raven didn't have before, and once I found out that they had this, I had to get it. And it keeps my hand in the correct spot. So let's get on the table. Let's just knock them around. I might miss some shots here and there. We're just gonna kind of throw them out. But you know, I'm only a 5 guy, so don't judge me too hard. But you know, we're here, we're practicing, we're making a video, we're having some fun. But let's just try and shoot with this, and then I'll let you guys know as I'm shooting, because I mean, it's pretty cool in here. It's not too humid. This grip is super, super solid in my hand. And the glove that I'm shooting with too, by Raven, it's pretty slick. It almost feels like glass, and I really enjoy it. You know, we're just gonna shoot some balls. We're not gonna try and run any patterns. We'll just try and make balls as much as we can. If we don't, it's all right. We're really just getting a feel for the cue. We're not trying to be too serious. I'm trying to let you guys know exactly what I think about this cue. Now the classic shaft is probably it's probably a little bit more deflection than what I'm used to with most of my shafts. But once you adapt to it and you start figuring out, oh man, we're just rattling. I mean, it's a 9 foot. I don't get to shoot on 9 foots much, but There we go. We suck, guys. We're not the greatest pool players in the world. I'm not like Federer by any means. We're gonna hit this with a little bit of low draw, try and get it to come rocketing back, hopefully. And the soft tip that they provide on all their shafts is actually pretty decent. I'm really having to get used to how this hits and feels, because I usually kind of powerhouse them. We'll try it with the 2, but I usually shoot a little harder than that sometimes during matches or even practice. And with the soft, I'm learning that I gotta slow down and just let the tip do all the work. When you start shooting faster, you start missing more. You're less accurate, and I'm finding out that I don't need to hit it as hard sometimes to get the action I want. Just nice little draw. Let's try it again. Oh, should probably put chalk on it. You know what, this is the perfect time to show you guys after I do a miscue. This is how you do it. You take this, again, just applying medium pressure and just rolling the tip with your fingers across the top of this. You do not want to scrape it, and you don't want to be down to here, just right along the top. And you're good to go. Okay, we're going to be doing a sound test. So this is the classic shaft with the Raven soft tip on here, and let's hope that you guys get a nice sound for this shaft. This is soft. This is medium. This is about a medium hard. And this is hard. This is a Pro Shaft 12.4. They haven't come out with different sizes yet, but this is a Raven 12.4, and the tip on here is a medium hard. I can't remember the brand name right now. I think it's Trinity, or it's like an Ultra Skim, but this is a medium hard tip, so the sound signature is going to be a little different, but this is the Raven Pro Shaft. This is soft. This is medium. This is a medium hard hit. And this is hard. All right, so let me know which one you think sounded the best. They both are very, very quiet carbon fiber shafts, and honestly, for the price of these guys, you really cannot get any better sound signatures out of a manufacturer carbon fiber shaft. And the Pro Shaft is a low deflection, and it is a drastic difference, and I will try and show that to you real quick, but check out how beautiful this looks. Pro Shaft, custom mid extension, and this unbelievable forged carbon in the center. And then you get this wrap right here in the back. Looks absolutely flawless. Absolutely flawless. Okay, so we're going to be performing a deflection test. I'm going to switch cues here in a second. Actually, we will start off with the classic shaft, because some people, you might want to wait and save up for the Pro Shaft, which is perfectly fine. This was the first carbon fiber shaft that actually took me into the steps of actually really enjoying carbon fiber. For a first shaft and cue, Raven really did an amazing job, and that is why I am so with everything that they've done and provided. But so this now is going to be a deflection test. I'm going to be aiming about 2 tips right or left. I'm going to be aiming perfectly center for this first diamond. Whether it deflects left, right, we'll find out. But this is a deflection test between the classic 12.4 shaft with a Raven soft tip, and then we will switch over to the Raven Pro Shaft. So we're gonna be center and about 2 tips. Yeah, about 2 tips of right. So it should come over on the right side of the screen for you guys. It's gonna be left for me. And we're gonna try and hit this as straight, so when we go to follow through, we follow through straight. We don't try and steer it, so we're gonna try and hit straight, but we are perfectly center with, and here we go. Okay, so that's about a medium hit, maybe a little faster, but it does deflect a little bit to the left. We will slow it down in editing so that we can actually see the difference in how much it changes, but this is gonna be about the same speed hit. And it's looking similar. We're gonna do 3 hits with each one to make sure that, you know, the results are what we think they are. That one was a little bit of a more firm hit, which is perfectly okay. But now we're gonna switch over to the Pro shaft, and hopefully we see some improvements in the deflection. But this is also a medium hard tip, so you know, tips do change a little bit of deflection, not so much, but it does. Now this is the Pro 12.4 shaft. We're gonna hit about the same, and we're gonna be aiming about 2 tips over, hitting it as center as possible. And that already looks to be better, but again, we're gonna do this 3 times. That was about a medium hit. That was about another medium hit. And then this one, I think we did a little bit medium hard, but we're gonna try and hit this a little firmer. Yeah, this is a lot lower deflection. I see that it's staying center of the tape. We'll do one more for the Pro, just to show you guys how amazing this shaft is. We'll do a little bit further over right too. So I'm here. I'm not here. I'm that far over now. This shaft, guys, if you can upgrade to this Pro shaft, if you want to get one of these for yourself, I would highly recommend so. And you can do it a little bit cheaper with my code POCKETING8. Get 10% off anything on the website, including this beautiful forged carbon Q. I'll leave links to everything in the description so that you guys can check out and purchase some of this stuff for yourselves, because I don't think you'll be disappointed with this.